What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did end Friday fairly well, nice good momentum going into this upcoming week that could really stand to benefit it because it's not a lot in data points. So Monday, the markets closed, a couple of Fed speakers throughout the week, but most likely they're just going to reiterate what's been stated last week on how the Feds won't be looking at any cuts, going to be monitoring the data, blah, 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 the typical kind of stuff. So I think the market's already priced in a Q3 2025 cut. Aside from that, it's just going to be kind of piggybacking off of the data points. On Wednesday, you have right here permits and also starts and then FOMC minutes. And so in my opinion, the last couple minutes that has come out, it was more already expected by the broader market. So it didn't really cause any negativity. So I feel like this time around, it's going to be kind of the same thing. So I think once they do come out, it's just going to be reconfirmed by the market and move on higher. And then capping it all off, same stuff for Thursday. So a couple of Fed speakers as well as just initial jobless claims. And then Friday, you have existing home sales. A couple big companies unveiling their earnings, but nothing that is going to really move the market. So this week, it is going to be more of a technical driven week. And in SoFi's case, that's actually very, very good. So starting off though with specifics, nothing really planned for this upcoming week. So no fireside chats or anything. I believe historically March, there is a lot of fintech conferences. So SoFi is probably going to be participating in a lot of those, but nothing at least for the next couple weeks. Of course, SoFi can just put out their own news and whatever else, but that's obviously you can't really predict that. And Anthony's actually been relatively quiet on social media. So again, something maybe to kind of consider. Shorts going into this upcoming week though, 11.79% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 126.89 million shares overall are being shorted. So on Thursday, Friday last week, and I guess a little bit on Wednesday, you had a lot of just random stocks moving higher, a lot of heavily shorted stocks. And so you kind of had small squeezes throughout the market, but SoFi, oddly enough, didn't really participate in that. If anything, their shorts did increase during those kind of days. Nothing significant. Friday, though, they did increase 805,000 shares. So potentially, again, that could really stand to benefit if that same type of momentum does roll over into next week. You could see possibly some shorts starting to return. Again, I think whoever is shorting SoFi has a absolute crazy vendetta that they do want to bring SoFi down. Whether they hate Anthony or just what SoFi is trying to accomplish, I'm not sure. But whoever is shorting SoFi is definitely hell-bent on really bringing it down. But aside from that, looking at options. So of the call options that were purchased on Friday, there seems to be a consensus for it to be above $18. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub roughly around $14 to $14.50. So definitely a little bit more upside. But of course, I think the bears could anticipate like a little bit of a pullback. When it comes to Friday, though, there was 49,000 in open interest calls. So that does mean that there's going to be a little bit of a pop possibly come Tuesday. Again, market is closed on Monday. But aside from that, though, there was a lot of abnormal buying that did occur on the secondary market. So potentially market makers might be possibly covering some of those options after hours again. But no matter what, though, even based on all these transactions that did occur, there's still some left over. So most likely there's going to be some buying that does occur on Tuesday. But aside from that, with it at $16.21, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So $15.93 is going to be the next strong support. $17.77 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And if it is able to get above that, then it's a small skip to $18.91. And essentially that would be a new 52-week high for SoFi. So it's baby steps. There was a new rating that did come out yesterday. No price target given by BTIG. Vincent, who has a 48% success rating, just gave a hold. So all these ratings, I'm not really sure. I'm not getting notifications on them, because even DBS 1850 buy. That one I didn't get any notification on, so it's kind of coming in weird. But aside from that though, I think a lot of people on social media are kind of looking at this right here, because pretty much we're coming to a close. All the 13Fs have been submitted and are in, so it looks like quarter over quarter institutions did increase roughly around 5.13% in SoFi. So pretty good stuff. That's exactly what I like to see. Aside from all of that stuff though, the reason why I mentioned at the beginning SoFi's positive momentum will really help it is because of it getting over that 50-day moving average. So historically speaking, every time SoFi does get above that 50-day moving average, usually result in like a 30% swing, of course, in either direction. So SoFi was starting to look somewhat kind of more of a pullback might be occurring, but luckily enough, it fought like hell over the last couple of trading days, was able to get above the key points. So right now, going into this upcoming week, it is above both the ALMA and 50-day moving average. Only negative thing is if it does continue its trend higher, you will see it rather overbought, but again, nothing really crazy. That just means that if there is some negative data point that does come out, whether it be broader market or SoFi specific, then you could see some volatility associated to that. But nonetheless, going into this upcoming week, things are looking a-okay, possibly as though that we might be hitting a new 52-week high. But of course, with a lot of Fed speakers, like I mentioned, it's kind of like a Russian roulette a little bit. Sometimes they just say something very, very unnecessary. Like in the past when I remember it's been kind of comical, but I think it's 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗪. I believe he kickstarted the whole, hey, let's potentially humor about rate hikes. Like that just threw the market off. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? So yeah, you never know what could happen when it comes down to that. But things look pretty good for SoFi for this week. So let me know your thoughts. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? Did you buy the SoFi dip when it did go down to like that 1450, or I think it even hit like 1380 during the overnight? So yeah, what have you been doing? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.